that stuff. What I'm focusing on is I'm focusing on my art. So for those of you that have come to this channel, I'm going to be redoing the YouTube channel completely. I should be recording this, shouldn't I? No, you know what? I'm just going to send it from Twitch out. We'll see how that looks. And so I'm not going to be doing tutorials right now. I'm really focused on doing my art. And of course, I'll answer questions as they come up. But I'm going to be clearing out all of my old tutorials. They're not evergreen. They didn't last. They weren't as strong over time as I'd hoped, because things change so much in the digital world. So we'll have to wait and see how that all works. And yeah, so those of you that are watching me here on Twitch, I appreciate it. Love my Twitch family. And YouTube, I'm coming back at you. I need to edit my thing. What we're doing today, we are doing Eurydice paint elevations. All of this is the same. So I'm checking out. Okay, good. Why doesn't my title show up anywhere? I don't know. I'm not used to. Let's actually adjust the title. Continued. There we go. All right, so let's get to work. So this was the first one that I did. As you can see, I actually went through multiple adjustments. This is for a show called Eurydice. So for those that saw the previous one, the original painting way back when looked like this, and it was too bright for the stage. So the first thing I did is I added a color lookup. Then I tried photo filter. Wasn't real big fan of that. And then I ended up switching to a hue saturation adjustment so I could have more control over it. So what I have to do now is I'm going to be doing the other side here. This is flat C, this is flat D. Those circles don't mean anything anymore. So the first step in this process is going to be me tracing. I'm using Brushbox, and something's going, it's like it's double clicking. I need to look at my double click settings on Wacom, because I feel like something crazy, not backups, updates my device. Cintiq, there we go, pen settings. I did a calibration yesterday, and that fixed some things, but it's like my normal double click, that's a single click. Calibrate, I already did calibrations. Customize the tip feel, that's not really what I'm looking for. But I feel like it's double clicking. Options, hover click, hold the pen tip, click and press the pen tip and tap the pen to do a right click. Hover click, hold the pen tip close to it and press the button to do a right click, that's fine. No, yeah, okay. So it looks like everything is still set. I just don't know why. I could calibrate again, but I could have sworn there was like a timer. Oh. See, and now my pressure's not. There we go. Alright. Well, it feels okay. So let's grab our pencil. Part of the reason I'm using Brushbox is that I can type in a search and it brings up things that are just pencil. And I know I was using the Ultimate 2B pencil. This is what I've been using for my drawings. So we've got to make sure we're on the right layer. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna create a new layer so we have different. That's that. I should label my layers. Okay. I'll just add a new layer. We're gonna start to label them. And let's no. This is D. D. Kill that. Kill that. Kill that. D. There we go. We'll call this D cracks. D cracks. There we go. Good. Because I'll include my cracks in the outline, which is an odd statement, isn't it? Ah. Ah. And today I've already gone and I've found the pictures I'm going to be using in this. Yesterday I had to do a little searching while I was sitting here, and for those that are viewing, watching me putz around with my settings was not probably the most enjoyable part of watching a stream. Oh, I should put up that I'm doing this on Facebook and Twitter, huh? Copy this, I'm going to share it, and then I'll do the same thing on Twitter, if I'm logged in correctly. I'm not. There we go. So now with this, I should be able to turn that layer off, but we'll turn that one on. There we go. Let's build some crackage. I need to favorite this one. Let's favorite it. How do I favorite it? personal favorite. That and colored pencil is the other one that I use a lot of. So now what I should be able to do is just go to my favorites. Let me turn that off. Okay. So the idea behind this imagery is I am the underworld is it sucks in the memories of those that go down there. So, you know, Eurydice and the father are all sucked into this underworld. And it is what brightens up the rest of the underworld. That's why the underworld is brighter. So one of the things that I did is I ran a couple of these by the director last night, and he liked the kind of subdued look a little better. And don't get me wrong, I agree with him, because I was not feeling the original coloration. Now, one of the reasons I like the color pencil version of this is that, oh, my eraser is too big. I must make my eraser smaller. Okay, good. And I lose my train of thought, of course. What was I saying? I don't even know. Something about the color pencil, though. Oh, sorry, on Facebook. Oh, Facebook. Oh, nothing uber interesting. Two notifications. So my first set of paint elevations I actually did in watercolor, like regular watercolor. They were much simpler in design, though, and so it made sense to do watercolor. This one is much more difficult, and you know, as we work in theater is the longer you take, the less time you have to actually create your finished product. And as such, I'll do a little. And as such, I have to, you know, kind of work in a faster rate when working on these paint elevations. And so initially I was going to watercolor these, but we open on February 14th. And as such, I need to make sure that this was going to be ready. I don't like that one. And I knew I could get the final product. Oh. Boom, boom, boom. Let's grab a second window so we can kind of see. This doesn't have to be quite so wide. There we go. That way we can pull this out here. There we go. Now we can actually see what we're working on. Oh, that disappears when I do that. Okay, so I'm going to actually make this a little smaller. There we go. Now, part of the reason I'm streaming and creating videos again is I just built a new computer. My old computer had started to kind of wear out, and as such, it was time to rebuild. And so I've built a new computer, and pretty pleased with its abilities so far. We'll kind of have to wait and see. You know, you never know how well a computer's going to last over time. But so far I've been pleased with it. It allows me to run Photoshop and stream at the same time, which I was starting to have trouble with on my old computer. Part of that is, you know, Photoshop CC has gotten so much, there's so much more to it now. Additionally, the one thing I'm noticing right now, you know, as I look at my my panel is I'm eventually going to have to upgrade my memory, my RAM, because right now that's kind of where my bottleneck is. It's not my video card. It's not my oh, I'm really enjoying how this is coming out. Does it look like glass to you? I hope so. It's not my video card. It is really, what it comes down to is my memory. Memory's starting to die. Not die, just not enough of it. All right, so we're going to open up, well, let's save this. We're going to open up our images that we have to edit for this, and I think we're going to use this one, and this one. So we're going to oh no, I just opened up too many. I don't need that one. Don't need that one. This is really wide too. I don't think this needs to be quite that wide. There we go. I want that one. I want that one. I don't think we need this one. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take our these are photographs, okay, and we're going to manipulate them to create backgrounds that are if we look at, so for example, we'll zoom out and look at this one. I actually have one image is here. We have a second image down here, and this bike image actually fills the rest of it, okay? So these are those memories that are being stolen by the underworld. Ooh, stolen. Okay, so let's modify. I want to modify the pictures of people first. So I have to remember the order that I did this stuff in last time. But the first thing we want to do is I always like to keep an original. So we're going to duplicate our layer and turn that one off. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to be using, I have Topaz Studio. Now yesterday we ran into some troubles where it kept closing down and it's opening over here. So I'm going to drag it over this way here in a second so that you're able to kind of see what I'm working on. I'm going to pull it over. So this is, oh, it didn't go full screen. There we go. So this is Topaz Studio. This is what I used. And the first thing that I did is, I want to say I did duotone. I did. And I kind of chose a couple, I'll turn the public off. And I chose a couple of duotones. The paint by numbers one is really nice because you can kind of play with it. I think that's what we're going to use. Some of these are a bit too garish for me. So we'll use this one. So this is the first thing that I did. And then, I wanted a painterly effect to it. So what I then do is, actually we're going to go ahead and okay this. And I like to kind of keep track of, or keep a history. So I'm actually going to duplicate this now. We'll turn off that one. And then we're going to come back in. We're going to Topaz Studio this. And we're going to use the painterly effect. Why does it keep opening over there? Urgh. So we'll pull it back over so you can see it. Oh no. Don't start doing this. It closed on me. Please don't start doing this. We ran into this problem yesterday where it just would close. And now it's not opening. All right, let's see what's going on. And then sometimes this is what you run into. You run into problems with these types of things. One of the things that I have to check is sometimes, for some reason, it will stay open. I've got some extra things open too, so that might be actually part of my problem right now. Too many things open. Now that I'm looking at my memory, I had Vectorworks open earlier because I was working on draftings. Where's Topaz? Okay, it's not showing open, so we're gonna try one more time here. We got the right layer. Yep. So we're going to filter. We're going to Topaz Studios. And it's not opening at all. Good. So what we're going to do is save this. And let's see if it'll open with any of the other ones. There it is. Okay. So it is working. Oh, so we'll quit on that. So what we'll do is we're going to come back. We'll close this one down and then open it back up. And now we can filter it. Topaz Studio. I've broken everything's. There we go. So what we want to do is we're going to want to create a painterly effect. As you can see, is already happening. And the one I've been using is actually called Painterly, I believe. OP, there it is. That's Painterly 2. So one of the things we're doing is we're making it so it's not fully viewable. So what we're going to do, now we're going to select all. We're going to copy it. We're going to bring it back into here. And we're going to paste. And you can see the color has dimmed down a little bit. That's on purpose because right now I've got my hue saturation, you can see, and my color lookup are both affecting it. So we want to pick that layer, which is layer 10. Why do I keep selecting? There we go. Ugh, it's auto-selecting the layer. Stop. Thank you. There we go. All right, so I feel like it needs to be smaller. Maybe rotate it a little bit. We gotta put it behind our cracks. There we go. And how do we want this viewed? So this is an opening here. I want to make sure we get enough of the kids. But I want that crack to show too. So let's rotate it. There we go. And then we've got a mask. So what we're going to do, a couple of our easy masks. Then we got to come back in and do our hard masks. And the reason I mask rather than delete is if I ever want to adjust, this allows me to adjust. Before I knew how to mask, I would just erase stuff, and then when I'd want it back, I would be so sad because I'd have to undo everything. And because I don't like being sad, I taught myself how to mask. So then we've got to invert, and then we'll mask it. There we go. And I forgot to mask a part of it, so we're going to undo. And I always forget the inside. And oops, that's what I needed. There we go. Now we mask. There we go. Boom. Now we've got 2 more images to do, so I'm not going to rough up the edges. If you look over here, you can see the edges have been roughed up. We're not going to do that yet because I want to get to the other 2 images first. We're actually going to crop this image. To there. And now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to filter. Well, going to duplicate layer. We're going to filter. Topaz Studio might open. It might not. So, will it open on this one? All right. So, if you bear with me, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to save all these and reopen Photoshop. Because I need, without Topaz Studio, I mean, yeah, I could do it all myself, but Topaz Studio makes this a quicker process, and that's what's important, you know, as a designer, is to be able to do this quickly. So, all right, so all of these should be saved. So now we're going to close and open again, and a lot of times that'll fix the problems we run into with Topaz. Topaz is great as like a standalone product. I think it works fantastic. The problem we run into... Oh, this music is kind of... Wait, next song. Okay, sorry. The problem we run into as a plugin is so many things can go wrong. As a plugin, I mean, what are you going to do? There we go. You can watch me dance while this happens. Don't judge. All right, so we're going to open this one. We're going to open some others. We need to open that. We need to open this one. Yes. All right, so we're going to start with this one. Now our filter should be working. There we go. Sometimes just a quick restart, boom, does it. So here's our pretty picture. Nothing opens on the screen I want it to. We're going to go to duotone, because that's what we've been living in. We're going to go to Painterly, which is kind of creepy here. Now, one of the things we can do is we can adjust these. So right now, simplify size. If I take that, you can see where, so something like that. Like if I want the eyes a little bit, creepy vacant eyes of death there. So we'll click, is there a way to apply this as is? Save effect. Because I'm wondering, since we have this already, can I add impressions as another thing? And then I choose the, see, I don't have quite the same presets. So, oh. So we'll trash that, and we will okay this. We'll then duplicate. For any viewers out there, make sure you hit the follow button, and you always know when I'm coming online. You don't have to, obviously, but I'm a big fan of following. There's a lot of good artists, though, right? A lot of good artists on Twitch. This always opens on the wrong screen. All right, so now we're going to go into our Painterly impression. Oop. Oh, no, it's not, no, I've ruined everything. It's painting, I think. Painterly, OP. it. So we're going to click OK. All right, and then we're going to all and copy. I'm going to bring it over here and paste. Very kind of creepy. Now, I'm trying to get a bit of coverage here. I think that works. And we're going to hold off on masking till we get the third one done, which is this one. Now this will be intriguing. Filter. Open on the wrong screen. It's because this screen over here is my main screen. And it likes to open on that one. So if we come in, go to duotone here. Paint by numbers is not really colored. I think we're going to end up adding some color to this. Well, what I could do is I could do like ametrine or something, one of the colory ones. I just like the texture of paint by numbers. This one becomes too smudgy. Oh, I could just turn off smudge. This paint by numbers just doesn't have smudge. Oh, it has abstraction, basic, and dual tone. Abstraction, smudge, and dual tone. So we take that off and we click OK. All right. And then what we do is we're going to come in. Always duplicate layer. Always, always, always. Life is a duplicate layer. I love having so many options to kind of go back. Just makes sense to me. So we're going to go back in one more time. Opens on the wrong screen. We're going to pull this over. And we're actually going to take and grab our impression painting. Go down to painterly. And it gives us those paint smudges. We click OK. Again, we're going to select all and copy. And we're going to paste that puppy here. And we're going to adjust the size. Ooh. I'm going to sneeze. I apologize. Let me gotta put this in here. I think we can go smaller. Oh, maybe we can't. Let's see. I'll have to see once I... Let's do our masking then. Alright, so let's mask this one for... Actually, what we can do here initially is we can take... And we're going to add this mask to selection. And we're going to mask some more. Let me make sure I've got this. Nope, I need this one. I'm going to have to fix that. So we need to add a little bit of back. There we go. And then oh, that's the wrong layer. Where's the layer I need? Oh, Decracks is already up there. Okay. So there we go. And actually we'll just take all that out. How do I miss that part, right? Then we got to do our angled pieces. So one of the things that's most surprising to me as an artist is I remember for the longest time trying to keep a steady hand while drawing straight. Oh, I had it set backwards. Trying to keep a steady hand while drawing straight was one of my biggest downfalls as a young artist. And I still don't have maybe the straightest. Like my grad professor, that man could take a paintbrush. Ugh, he was fantastic. Um, and I'm not quite to his abilities. Actually, is this going to do what I think it is? Let's try this. Nice. So then we come in and we come here. So we can see here we have some. Oh, I can actually take this one. Okay, that fixes that. All right. So now comes the blendy part, where we're going to kind of adjust it. So we're going to continue masking. Oh, we're going to continue masking. So I don't need this open. And I used a splatter. Why? Stop reopening. Why are all these open? I did not open them. Oh my goodness. You know what? I think there's a close all groups. There we go. Okay. I think I used a splatter. I think this is the one I used. So what we're going to do is we choose our masking layer. So we'll do this one first. Yep, we'll do that one first. And we're just going to paint in black and white. Oh, I need to reduce size though first. And we just kind of, so it kind of fades out. And they begin to blend into each other, which for me is important. And then we come into this one and we'll do the same thing here. Okay, we can see that I'm going to be too low here. So we're going to try moving this one up. Oh, we're going to have to resize it. Oh, it's taking the mask too. I don't want to take the mask. So we'll unlock them from each other. Oh, I'm on the mask. There we go. So I'm going to have to resize. Make it a little bigger. Why is this masked up here? We switch. We go to go back to our paintbrush. It always goes too big. Oh, it's because it's underneath. Oh, that's easy then. We'll come over to her. Kind of actually blend her out and then come back to him. So we're going to actually do a couple of things here. We should have done her first the whole time because she's on top. Always do that top layer first. Oops. Need to switch. And undo that again. Am I not? Getting pretty quick at this though. Figuring out how things go. So now we go here. And of course, there we go. There we go. That Stampy Drip, we could always adjust with the Instant Poppy field too. And there we go. I like the actual, excuse me, the little break right inside of him. I think the cracks work really well here. Yeah. So I think we're getting something here. Let's see. Taking a half-second break. I apologize. And actually, what we're going to do... What is this? Oh, God. That about freaked me out. All right. We are going to cut for a little bit. I'm going to eat lunch, get the unwell daughter some lunch as well. And we will continue on a few more of these here probably in the next hour or so. So thank you for watching. Much appreciated. We will be back. For those of you that are going to be watching the YouTube version of this, thanks for kind of sticking around.